Hey there. Welcome to the Tuddy Buddy NFL betting show.
This is where you hear the Vegas Tuddy Buddy versus Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's a head-to-head matchup, us versus Vegas.
And let me just tell you this, we're not a slouch. There's also, we have a very special guest in this episode who you'll hear from shortly.
We're going to bring that guest on at the kind of near the end to wrap things up because we're going to finish with a bang today.
Well, and just, you know, it's going to sound a little different with the guest, all right? We're trying something different. This guest doesn't live here, and you'll hear more from him later.
Yeah.
Let's get into our bets for week 4 of the NFL.
Getting right into it, we're going to pick 2 each, and then we have one that we're going to kind of yell at each other about.
Battle through it.
Yeah. So my first pick of the week.
Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, never mind. I'll say it as we do it. Let's go. First pick.
Are you ready or not?
I'm ready.
Okay, great. First pick of the week for me, Steelers versus Colts.
Okay.
The line is Steelers -2. Over-under's at 40. I'm going to say Steelers take it, even with that -2. They're going to stay undefeated because their defense is going to take out Colts offense, and it's going to be an under 40 points.
Okay, here's the opposite. Colts figure it out. Richardson throwing dimes down the field.
Boo.
It's going to be a close game, and the Colts come out on top. And I'll tell you what, it is going to be under 40 still, but it's going to be very close.
Okay.
So that's my thought.
Okay, that's a great counterpoint, but that was my game and I'm right.
Yeah, okay.
Pick your game and you're going to be wrong.
We'll see what Vegas says or what Vegas does.
Yeah.
Here's my game. Your Denver Broncos.
Okay, my wife's.
Against New York Jets. The over-under is 39.5.
Yep.
And the Jets are favored by 7.5.
That's correct.
I think your Denver Broncos defense is stout enough to keep the game closer.
Great.
And it's going to be under. I think Patrick Surtain, right?
Yep.
Patrick Surtain is going to eliminate Garrett Wilson from the game.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers doesn't have anyone else to throw to except for Conklin. Conklin's going to have a big game. They're not going to be able to score enough. I don't know who's going to win the game, but I'm going to tell you this. It's not going to be more than a touchdown of a win. Meaning the Denver Broncos are going to cover.
You know what? I like that. I agree with everything you just said. I considered picking this as one of my games.
Okay.
And that was the angle I was hitting it from.
Yeah.
I don't know about the over-under. 39.5 points is... I just don't know, but I don't think it's going to be a very... it's not going to be a blowout by any means.
Yeah, I think both these defenses are pretty good, man. And the offensive are decent. Like,
yeah,
the Broncos' offense is not good. I'll say that. Jets' offense is maybe good.
I will say though that the Broncos' offense looked okay last week. It was the first time.
Who'd they play?
Oh,
Buccaneers?
Good question. Bucks. Yeah.
Well, we'll hear more about the Bucks from someone later.
Yeah. So I mean, they looked decent, and I was impressed. So I think they can keep it close with the Jets.
Yeah. So that's my board bet for the Las Vegas odds bettors. I'm going to say put your money on the Denver Broncos to cover that spread.
All right. Here comes my game number 2. We got Commanders Cardinals.
Ooh.
Commanders. Oh, I'm sorry. Cardinals are favored. Minus
really?
3.5 points. Do you remember? This is a revenge game. Do you know who is taking revenge? On who?
Jaden Daniels is taking revenge. He played college ball in Arizona, and they said, "Get out of here, buddy. Go to LSU."
Is that real?
I think so.
Wow, that wasn't even what I was thinking.
Okay.
But I really like it. Yeah. The current offensive coordinator for the Commanders,
Kingsbury,
that
makes
was the
sense.
head coach of the Cardinals.
So revenge for a couple people.
Yeah, so I think the Commanders are going to come in hot.
I think they're going to win by like a lot. I think this is a great one. I can't believe the Cardinals are favored.
That's what I'm saying. So I think Commanders win this game outright. So they don't even need the plus 3.5 points. Mm-hmm. As far as the over-under being 49...
I think they might score a lot.
I think it's over. Yeah. I was going to say, I think both of these... Because both defenses aren't good.
Like, we're talking like 28-30.
Yes.
Like, in that range for the winner.
Totally agree. And so, I think that's a lock. Honestly,
Vegas, you have it wrong.
I'd go Commanders.
I was actually thinking about this. So, like in fantasy, I have Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
And I
picked him up too after just seeing how well Jaden's doing.
I'm sitting Garrett Wilson this week and starting Terry McLaurin.
What a bold move.
And it's because Terry McLaurin or Jaden Daniels wants revenge.
Yeah. On Arizona, the whole state.
Also, here's another reason why the Commanders are going to win. You want to know why?
Why?
Dan Quinn
Yep.
flew his team right after victory to Arizona and said, we're all about ball. We're staying in Arizona until this game.
That is good. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Just get out to the next game. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. You move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if they had anything like, okay, if we lose, let's go back. If we win, let's... I wonder.
Yeah.
I don't know the answers, okay?
Well, and it's hard, too, because Dan Quinn's a backwards hat guy. I don't know what's going on in his head.
And in this interview, I saw he wasn't even wearing a hat. So I was like, is that Dan Quinn?
Thank God. Maybe he's turning it around. I know we don't like him as a backwards hat guy.
I kind of wanted to see the hat on just because the head was so bald.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you want to give us your next game?
My next game and my final game.
Yeah.
We're talking Twin Cities, buddy.
Oh, baby.
So Green Bay Packers are hosting the Minnesota Vikings. Green Bay Packers are favored by 3 points.
What?
The over-under is 44. So I think it's hard to... This game is hard for me. I don't...
Okay.
Like, if I was betting, I don't know how comfortable I'd be.
Sure.
But this is another revenge game. Aaron Jones of the Minnesota Vikings got given up on.
Yep.
And also, I feel like the guy they signed, who I'm drawing a blank on, the Packers running back from the Raiders.
Oh, yeah. I can't think of his
what
name
the heck is
either
his name?
right now.
It'll come to us. But
yeah.
I think it's kind of like, not necessarily revenge for him, but it's him saying like, yeah, we don't need you, Aaron Jones.
Yeah, we don't need...
Look what you got. So
I'm baffled that the Packers are favored in this game. The Vikings have been killing it, and the Packers are like, I mean, they've been doing well as well, but they're trying to get, I mean, Love will probably be back.
That's
He's
the big thing. I
injury.
think Love is expected to play, kind of.
I just think that you're still recovering from a minor knee surgery from his MCL, so I think you can't expect him to be 100%. So I just think it's crazy that they would be favored like that.
So I think I'm taking the Vikings.
I would definitely take the Vikings in that. Now, over under is 44. Where do you put that?
I think it's going to be over.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's fair. They're both, I mean, even with backups, the Packers have been scoring 20 points. Again.
Yeah, and the Packers defense is pretty good. Vikings defense is really good. So, I mean, I don't know. There's a case for the under, but
yeah,
I think it's kind of that revenge game. I think we're going to see a lot of attitude, some flair, and
I like that a lot. And is it both? They're both NFC North teams, right? So in division, it matters. It matters quite a bit.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's my game. Give me your final game.
Well, this is. I did my final game. This is our. Put up your dukes, buddy. We're about to kind of fight it out on this one. And this might surprise a lot of people, what we're about to fight about. Yeah. Because I think some people might think this is it's the highest line of the week. Who even cares? But we're talking about Patriots 49ers.
Yep.
We have the Niners favored by 10.5 points. Over under, just in case you're wondering, is 40.5 points.
Yeah.
You want to tell me what you think's going to happen, or do you want me to tell you what's going to happen?
Well, how about you give your wrong opinion first?
Okay. I'm not afraid to compete. Listen, I agree with you that the 49ers are a better team, because I think everyone agrees on that. Vegas agrees on it.
Yeah.
But 10.5 points is a long ways to go when you are this 49ers team that's riddled with injuries. I mean, you got your running back over there. He had to go to Germany to get a procedure done.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
So I think that what's going to happen in this game is the Patriots game script is going to have to be about time of possession, keeping it a very low scoring game as much as possible for them. Their defense is serviceable. I think they are at least good enough to slow down a 49ers offense that doesn't have its main players, basically.
Yeah.
And so I think what you're going to see is a Niners win, but not more than 10.5 points.
Okay, well, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Which team is better, the Jets or the 49ers?
Right in this moment?
Sure.
The Jets.
By how much?
I think they would win by a touchdown.
Okay, I'll give you that. 7 points?
Yeah.
So the Jets beat the Patriots by 21 points.
Yeah.
So by your logic, then take away 7, we're talking 14 points.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think the Patriots are so bad that the 49ers are going to steamroll them.
I get that logic. I think honestly that the Patriots didn't expect that from the Jets. I think that they kind of went in with a different game plan, especially given what the Jets had shown before that. It was like, okay, they're not that good.
Very, very true.
The Jets looked a lot better that last week than I had seen them look.
Also, the 49ers kind of blew out the Jets.
Yeah. Listen, it's not impossible. And I mean, I have the 49ers backup running back as my one of my starting running backs in fantasy. So I would love for Jordan Mason to go off.
I think we're going to see a heavy run script, from the 49ers. And I think it's going to work fine. I think they'll score, get up early, and then just ride it to the end. I think they're going to win by a couple touchdowns.
Wow. Okay.
And I still love you.
I'm considering it. I'm hurt.
The love?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just kidding. Hey, we're Tuddy buddies for life. But we can disagree and still be friends.
Yeah, that's part of being a friend, is sometimes you don't always see eye to eye, but you respect each other.
You know what else is part of being a friend?
Remaining friends with people after you move away.
Yeah, and it's just making new friends for some of us.
Yeah.
And so I would love for you to kind of tell the listener what they're in for right now.
So you guys are about to hear, basically what we're doing is like a phone call with a very near and dear friend to my heart. His name, I'm just going to call him AirJordan.
Yeah.
Because that's how I know him. AirJordan's a very special person to me.
Yep.
We've been to, I think, just maybe one football game together. And we're going to talk about it. You'll hear more. He and I would work together in Tennessee.
Yep.
We have a bunch of very special memories. He's got a very cool dog.
Yeah.
It's a doodle.
Wow.
He's very big, strong.
Kind?
Yeah, very kind.
Great.
Yeah. But so AirJordan, we're about to make a phone call to AirJordan. He's going to share his picks for this week, some bets he likes, some bets he doesn't like. I think he's going to share a little bit about, we're going to ask him some fantasy questions probably,
Yeah. And I want to say, listen, we don't just have guys on because they're great friends.
No.
Or nice guys. We have them on because they know ball.
Yeah.
Right? This guy is a bona fide betting expert.
Yep.
And he knows the bets way better than we do. So we wanted to get this guy on to provide you with maybe a little guidance going into this week.
And listen, we don't have these massive egos. If there's someone that knows something better than us, we're going to get him on.
Yeah.
And so that's what AirJordan's doing. He's kind of breathing new life into this betting segment and telling us really what do we need to be looking for.
Yeah. And I can tell you right now, even before you listen to him, this ain't the last you heard of AirJordan.
That's true. We were trying to set up a regular slot for AirJordan. Yeah. Give us your thoughts on AirJordan. And here we go. We're going to go silent for a second as we make this phone call. We're going to come back and we're going to hear from AirJordan.
All right. We're here with the one and only. You want to introduce him?
This is AirJordan, Southeast United States leader in betting.
Yeah.
Sports betting.
There's no one better if you go to a very specific part of the Southeast.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is our good friend of the podcast, AirJordan. AirJordan, you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
How's it going, guys? Well, my name is Ryan, or AirJordan _03, however you want to. I've known Andrew for a couple years now. He came down to Tennessee and Nashville, where I live, and we got to know each other, got to become pretty good buds, and he left back out for his family in California, and we still stay in touch, and we bonded over sports, so we kind of kept that relationship going. So I'm happy to be here, and thanks for having me on.
That's so beautiful. I'm going to maybe tear up a little bit. I was thinking yesterday that we were probably at the worst Titans game in history live at Nissan Stadium. We saw the Houston Texans beat the Titans, and it was, I don't know, like 28 degrees, 35 degrees.
It was cold. It was wet. It was all the above.
Is this before the current Texans regime?
Yes, this is when they were still bad.
Were really bad. Oh,
Yeah,
that's a real bummer.
They beat. That might have been AJ Brown's last game as a Titan.
This was 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah,
that's a hard memory. I'm sorry you had to relive that.
But it was a beautiful time with my friend AirJordan.
It was a good time. It was our last football game together. Last and only football game.
Yeah. So AirJordan, you got some games you like this week?
I do, man. I got some stuff running down here, and let me pull up my DraftKings here again and get these spreads right.
Just, for the listeners, this guy is the real deal. He's got a Hank Aaron signed picture behind him.
Yeah. Here we go. There it is again.
That's the real thing. That's not that you can't fake that. It would be unfakeable. So
I don't think so either. We'll go with it. All right. So I don't know if this is in any specific order or not, but I'm going to go with it. So the first thing I'm liking, boys, is I'm liking the Buccaneers money line.
Really? Ooh. So give it to us. What's the line at?
Man, my reasoning is they had a heavy loss. They played Denver last week.
Yeah.
Kind of a depressing loss there, but you got to think Baker Mayfield's going to come back. He's going to have a vengeance under his skin. He's got some whiteout weapons. He's got Chris Godwin. He's got Mike Evans. Mike Evans has been quiet for 2 games now.
Yep.
I'm thinking he's due a big one. I'm thinking he's due a 2-touchdown game.
Wow, I love that, Ryan.
I think so.
I'll tell you what.
I'm scared about on the Philly offense is Saquon Barkley. I'm not scared about any. Is Devontae Smith going to be back, or is he?
You know what? That's unknown at the moment.
Is it unknown at the moment? So I will stick with saying Saquon is probably the scariest asset that they have on the Phillies offense. I think Buccaneers just as a whole, they just have more firepower coming into this game.
Hot take.
Okay, so I'm really curious because Andrew has been all season a big Eagles guy.
Yeah.
He just is always on the Eagles, and I am I don't see it necessarily, and I've been wrong so far. But where do you stand? Where do you stand?
Ryan, I'm going to tell you right now, you're wrong, buddy.
Okay.
The Eagles are winning.
Why? Let's hear why.
Saquon freaking Barkley. You told me already.
I already said the answer, didn't I?
No, dude, I think it's probably... What's the line at, though? Buccaneers are favored?
No.
It looks like Eagles favored, but it's only by 1.5.
Yeah.
Man, so I think what you said is so true, though. Look at the history. The Buccaneers are hungry for a win. Mm-hmm. Who's hungrier this week, and who's dealing with less injuries?
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to boil down to.
I can't get behind the Eagles until they need to just let the coach go, and then I can be on their side again, but I can't do it before then.
Yeah.
What do you say to that, AirJordan?
I can't agree more. I think they need a change.
I feel like I'm going to be the odd man out here, and it's going to be a AirJordan Nikolai show here.
Yeah, this is our podcast now, and you're just kind of the guest, to be honest.
Taking over.
Yeah.
All right, you got another game? What are you drinking there? Diet Coke Zero?
Coke Zero, yeah, that's my new go-to.
Yeah, you looking good, buddy.
All right, this was a tough one for me. This is probably the most I'm unsure about.
Chiefs Chargers.
Right here, but I'm going to say Chicago Bears win by 3. I think
over the Rams?
Ooh.
I think they beat the Rams. I think Caleb Williams comes back, and I'm not a big Caleb Williams fan. I've got him on my fantasy team. I'm not a huge fan of him, but I think he comes back. I mean, you got to think of the Rams. Puka's out. Cooper's out. Kyron Williams has not showed up, right? Am I wrong in saying that?
You are kind of wrong because I think he scored 2 touchdowns last week.
Okay, maybe I'm a little wrong. I just feel like
I will say though that was against a team that didn't have any players left.
The Niners?
Yeah.
That's also true. Just the fact that the Rams wide receivers are not healthy. I mean, you can never go with Matthew Stafford. He's going to throw for 280 yards and probably 2 touchdowns, but still.
Is that a bold prediction? Is that your bold prediction of the week?
I think that's like I said, that's the scariest one I've got. But even the Rams defense, if they don't step it up and play like they are better than they have been, I think Caleb Williams has a decent day. I think Keenan Allen's going to be back. I think DJ Moore is an asset, regardless of who's throwing the ball. He's going to catch it somehow. Yep. You got Cole Kmet, who had a touchdown last week, and I feel like I'm even missing another one, but maybe not.
You probably are, but I don't know, man. I'm with you on that.
I think that Bears defense is better than people expect it to be too. So I could see. I mean, Stafford's great, but I just don't. His guys that he's supposed to be throwing to, I don't see them getting open.
Yep, I couldn't agree more. I think so too, man. I think so.
I think last week too was sort of a fluke. Like they were down the whole entire game, and then all of a sudden they came back and won that. So they're probably tired too, man. That was a hell of a week.
Mm-hmm. It truly was. It was.
And we can all agree that the Bears coaching staff is just better than McVay, right? We can all agree on that.
Let the record show I do not agree with that.
All right.
Yeah. But that's all I got for that one, guys.
All right. Give us like you're a big. So I'm in a fantasy football league with this guy.
Okay.
I am 0-3.
Okay, great.
Last year
Good
I was
start.
last place.
Yeah.
This guy won. He is a fantasy champion. Wow. So tell me, Ryan, who are you excited about this week in fantasy football?
Well, they played last night, but Malik Neighbors, he was my sleeper pick. I think I got him in maybe round 4, round 5, and he's just a solid. Other than week 1, he's a solid 20+ points. I know he got last night, but hopefully with that 10-day break, thank God they played on Thursday night, so maybe he'll be back for next Sunday. But we'll see. But it could have been worse. But yeah, Malik Neighbors is kind of my go-to guy right now. I don't really have a trustworthy quarterback. Here I am saying the Buccaneers are going to win. I got Baker Mayfield as my quarterback. It's just hard sometimes with him,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he bounces back this week.
Yeah.
He does you right this week, buddy.
Yeah, I think.
Gosh. Yeah, watching that game last night, Neighbors is the only good thing on the Giants, but he's so good. Like, he makes them almost like kind of fun to watch.
Yep.
I think reminds me of you, Ryan.
I think it was week 2. Malik Neighbors, what did he have? Like 18 targets, 18 looks.
Yeah.
He spread the love a little bit last night, but heck, everybody's getting a crazy amount of looks. You got Wan'Dale Robinson. I think he's on your team, Andrew.
Wan'Dale is my boy, man. I love that guy.
Yeah, man, I agree.
Okay, wait. I have one for you. Since you're the Southeast expert, I'm going to just kind of throw you a random question. Are the Saints for real?
That's the question of the.
I don't know is my answer. I have no idea.
I feel like Alvin Kamara is not the answer to the Saints being what they are. I think he does this all the time. I think he has a 4 or 5 touchdown game every season, and then after that, I think it just kind of falls off the cliff. But not that he's the only good asset to the team. I just think he's gonna slow down.
Yeah,
I'm with you, dude. I think they are imposters. They're not going to finish the year over 500.
Yeah.
Wow. Not even over 500?
No. They'll probably still make the playoffs, but
now that's a bold predicament. But it could happen. It could happen.
That's why I'm here, AirJordan.
Yeah. You go bold. I mean, this is the guy that said that Will Levis was going to be a top 10 QB in the league this year. So.
How's that working out?
Not good, man. That guy needs to get rid of those Mayo commercials too.
Hey, there's still time. He can come back. He'll turn around.
It's hard to be a Titans fan. I'll say that.
Okay, here, give us the 2 to 3 year outlook for the Titans. What do they need to do?
Dude, I don't know what they need to do. I think we do the right thing every offseason, and it still seems to prove us wrong. It's tough to find. I feel bad for Callahan, and I don't know deep down. I couldn't even tell you the problem. I thought our O-line was good. The O-line is significantly better, don't get me wrong. I don't know that it's still where we want it to be. I don't think Will Levis is going to be a terrible quarterback. I think he's probably coming in and is probably one of the most poor decision quarterbacks that the Titans have seen in a long time. He is once he gets smart and can learn to play a little bit smarter, he's got the weapons like these other big dogs do. I mean, he's got Calvin Ridley, he's got D-Hop, he's got
Treylon Burks or whatever.
He's got the other. Was it Weil? Who's the other tight end? Both solid.
Oh yeah.
He's got the weapons. He's got Pollard in the backfield. He's got Spears in the backfield. You can't tell me that the Tennessee Titans don't have a good offense. They just got to figure out how to utilize and how to capitalize.
Sounds like Mr. Callahan has some work to do.
I think so too, man. I think it's going to be a work in progress. There's a lot of new pieces in the Titans offense. It's just we're going to get there. It's just going to be slow.
So, Ryan, I'm looking at the Tennessee versus Miami Dolphins line right here.
Okay.
Am I saying this right, that the Miami Dolphins, who are terrible right now, are favored by 1 point over your Tennessee Titans?
You are seeing that correctly.
You are seeing it correctly, and I don't know that DraftKings is wrong.
No, dude. Tennessee is going to get their first win.
You think so? It's a Monday game. It's prime time.
Oh, that's exciting.
I will say, I'm I disagree with that line. The Dolphins have looked so bad as like with Tua out, they just look like they're not even trying. I feel like Will has made some weird decisions on ball handling, but I think he's like a decent quarterback if he just doesn't do the stupid stuff.
Yeah. The over under is 36.5. Give us your prediction, Ryan. Over under 36.5.
Yeah, that's insanely low, man. I don't know. I want to say that it's not going to be a high scoring game, but I can't tell you that it's going to not. I can't tell you that it's going to be under. It's got to be over 36.5.
So that's saying that there's going to be less than how many touchdowns total? 5 almost.
Yeah.
There's like no way that it's a. I mean, there is a way. It could
I don't
be
know,
like
man.
6 to 12.
I like the Titans don't need to score that many points. I think that the Dolphins. What did they score in their last game? Like 3 points total.
Yeah.
They
Defense
as a guy
is
in his fantasy league who drafted both of the Dolphins wide receivers as his main 2 wide receivers. This has been a hard time for me. So I've kind of had my finger on the pulse of this one. And I have no hope for the Dolphins.
Until Tua comes back.
He should retire, in my opinion. The guy's going to die on the field.
Yeah.
Whoa, hot take.
I mean,
hot prediction.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to predict that, but I think it's. I don't like what I'm seeing.
I don't either. Ryan, I think we're going to close it out, buddy. Do you have any final words for us?
No, man, that's pretty much all I had, dude. Like I said, thanks for having me on, dude. I hope you asked me again. This was pretty fun. Like I've never had a podcast experience, so I'm all about it.
Well, just to let you know, we have an international following. We got people in Bulgaria. We got people in
Romania,
Sweden.
Russia.
Here you
and now you have those people too.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out and just go ahead and say it. I think you're a recurring guest.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Happy to be.
Are you saying me?
Yeah, you. Well, it's me and AirJordan's podcast now, but you, Andrew, you can come back anytime.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
This is great.
It was a pleasure to have you, buddy.
Hey, well, thanks again, guys. Just let me know when you want me back, and I'll be here.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.